I can't believe it's taken me this long to make this video because this topic comes up all the time. And it's the idea that people have so often when I meet with them for the first time that they need to lose weight or become smaller in order to reduce pain. And I just want to set that straight right now and say that is absolutely not true. You are not going to um, achieve very much when it comes to your chronic pain by trying to force your body into a smaller size. And any thought that you have around needing to delay moving until you are in a smaller body is also going to be an unhelpful roadblock in your movement and pain journey. So let me take a couple steps back and explain myself. So first of all, um, every Monday, I work on my newsletter and I go through some research. And today, I happen to be looking for novel treatment options in chronic pain. And I kept coming across um, articles that would refer to overweight and obesity as if they were conditions and their connection to chronic pain. But every time I would go into the references, because I'm very curious about this supposed connection, the articles that they would be referring to would usually be making, they were never based on actual data. It was sort of an assumption that, oh, if you're carrying a lot more weight, then it's probably just harder on your joints, which, you know, the first thing that I want to say to that is there's also articles that say that if you moderately jog, you can either slow or reverse progression of knee osteoarthritis, that you can improve cartilage through jogging and also that intervertebral discs have been found to increase in their kind of thickness and viscosity from running. Now, if you think that your standing around in your larger body is somehow heavier force on your joints than the force of pounding, gravity plus you jumping in a running scenario, it's highly unlikely. And I find it really frustrating how many people come to me having been told by a clinician somewhere along the way that their issue in their knee pain or hip pain or whatever pain is weight. We need to put that aside. The data being a separate thing, because of course I'm not a doctor and I'm not a researcher, so I cannot claim to have done randomized control trials that prove that weight loss has no effect on pain. And especially if you were to do personally your own experimentation and you found that you were feeling better in your body because you had lost weight, it would be almost impossible to dissect if that was a mental state that had improved or just the fact that you were moving more. And whether or not, weight was actually the solution. Because like I said, there really isn't a study that definitively says that losing weight is a pathway to reduce pain. One thing I can tell you 100% anecdotally from all of my experience with clients over the many years that I've been working with a chronic pain population is that every person in every sized body that I have worked with has experienced a greater sense of ease and mobility and strength, regardless of size. So, a lot of times people come to me and have this notion in their minds that, well, I have this big hurdle to getting active, which is the fact that I'm in this larger body now than I used to be, which, okay, welcome to midlife. That's just us, right? And so there's this, I can't get started until I'm smaller, which is, first of all, just so the opposite of the way we want to think. Everybody is capable of moving, and you won't know until you try. And you will probably find once you start moving your body that in fact it enjoys being moved. And there are certain things that maybe you felt like you couldn't try because of size. And once you start to do them in some amount of way, you'll find that you actually build ease and confidence in that movement pattern that you didn't have before. Because anything that we do repetitively becomes a learned habit or process or in our bodies, learned from the muscles, learned from the brain. So all you have to do is look up all of the amazing influencers that are out there who are doing yoga and gymnastics and competitive lifting. And I mean, there's just so many people in large bodies doing incredible feats of strength, and there's no reason that it can't be you. So I just want to get rid of that mindset. I feel like we can't say it enough. I feel that it's really frustrating that we have, unfortunately, a health system that has a lot of weight and money and just momentum behind the idea that if we make people smaller, that they will have less pain in their bodies. Um, and so that tends to be a diagnosis or a treatment option that people reach for when they don't know what else to do. And if you are feeling that situation and you are feeling unwelcome in movement environments, I really want you to know that you are 100% welcome in every movement remedies um, class and session, and that we will find ways to move your body. And I've never had someone do that and not feel better. Usually that in that moment. So that's my experience. And I believe in you and I believe in your greatness and your ability to grow and change because the human body is actually amazing. And it's not like all these other human bodies around you have the ability to grow and change and strengthen and adapt and learn to become more active and mobile, but somehow your body can't. Um, of course, there are very specific neurological conditions that can make those things more challenging. But I think sometimes we get stuck believing that like we're the rotten apple in the bunch and somehow like, okay, that body can someone can, commit themselves to movement and feel better, but not my body. My body is just fundamentally flawed. And I would just urge you to challenge that and really do your own experimentation to see what is possible. And let's just get this losing weight nonsense out of our mouths. I hope that you understand I hope that was helpful, and I'll talk to you next week.